Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Steve has the day off, and so I'll be covering for him today. I'm Rich in the Philippines. First off, a big shout out to everybody who supported me while Steve takes these days off. I really appreciate it. Your input has been great. It's really been helpful. Thank you. Today, we're going to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart. The 4 things you must know before you put the first tape on your Balikbayan box. Balikbayan boxes are this wonderful thing that the Philippines allows, that you're able to send these boxes really with unlimited weight and with your household goods in them, especially once you get that good visa going your way. And Steve has talked about that visa too, and I'll be talking about it later also. However, Balikbayan boxes, they're just incredible. Those of you who have used them, please down below tell us who you use and how they've worked for you. I'm going to talk about 4 things you should do before you put the first tape on your Balikbayan box. And the first one is find the right company. I can't say that enough. The horror stories that we've heard about people waiting for boxes for 6 months, having their property stolen or destroyed, we've really heard a lot of stories about that. So number 1 is to find the right company. How do you do that? I found my company by a referral. Somebody at the VA, I met her by pure chance at a mailbox, etc. place, and she was a VA agent, and she was Filipino. And she actually gave me her card and wrote on the back, XYZ transfer. I believe that was the name. I'll double check that at the end and put it on at the bottom. And she said, I've used them. They're great guys. I recommend them. And man, that was the best thing that happened to me was the right referral for the Balikbayan box. I went from the coast. I first was going to ship my Balikbayan boxes from the Midwest, and it seemed to be a lot more hard and problematic. Having it on the coast made it really simple. The referral she gave me, they actually came to my house, dropped off the boxes, and kind of gave me the law of the land with the very first boxes that I did. I did 14 boxes, and we're going to get into that a little bit later. However, he left the boxes, gave me his schedule, gave me his cell phone number, and said, you know, I'll be back on the loop in 2 weeks, or whatever it was. I believe it was 2 weeks. And I said, okay, po, salamat, and I was happy. You know, I had the start of that part of the journey. The second thing you must do is figure out, actually, and I asked him this, is how to track. How do you track your boxes? And he said, oh, we're online. And you may tell me down below that everybody's online. I haven't heard that from other expats, though. They had a computer system that tracked my box number, and it was wonderful. My first Balikbayan box load sat in the warehouse for over 2 weeks. And I literally called them after a week and said, hey, are we going on the ship? Or are we just going to throw it in the bay? And they said, no, we're amassing everything. And 2 weeks later, it went on a boat. And I was able to track it all the way over to Manila. It was a wonderful thing. The number 3 thing with your Balikbayan box is do your inventory. I did an inventory. I was so HWH or AHD, whatever the term of today is for detail orientated is what we used to call it in the day. I did a list. I copied it. I put one in the box. I put one in my file, and I took pictures, especially of the important things. I can't tell you enough. It also helps to remind you, you know, a couple of months later, exactly where my box is. So, you know, get a good referral, find out how to track it, do your inventory list. The last thing, and I'm going to talk about this for a while, a little bit, is do you really need to bring it over? Again, I brought over 13, 14 boxes. I literally could have done that in 3 or 4. I brought over crap, and I'm being absolutely honest. I brought over stuff that I have no idea why I brought it over. When I left America, I literally had, I want to say, 2 dumpsters and maybe 7 dump runs. And then I gave away a ton of stuff too. And I still had all those Balikbayan boxes. So the number 4 big thing that I would tell all of you, ask you, do you really need it? Will you really need that here? And I'll give you an example. Unfortunately, I have many examples. I brought over my suit, one of my best suits, nice shoes. I brought over a book of love poems, love letters that I got in middle school, and I just got rid of them like maybe 3 or 4 days ago, and much to the all my friends here, we got a good laugh at it because actually some of them read it, and it's just, you know, why would I bring that here? Now, look, everybody's got their own thing. You know, whatever you think you need is what you think you need. I discovered what I thought I needed, I didn't need it all. I brought camera gear, being a photographer and in production. I brought over obsolete camera gear that I hadn't really used in 5 years or maybe 7 years, but I just couldn't give it away. I just couldn't. I don't know if that's the hoarder in my family genes or I don't know. But now I'm here, you know, I'm here to tell you that I paid for your sins. That I had, I want to say, 4 or 5 Balikbayan boxes in my dirty kitchen. They sat there for a year. And, you know, I brought over stuff like long sleeve shirts and jackets. I brought over a football signed by some famous actors. You know, and again, you are what you are. You're going to bring what you want to bring. I would like to hear the craziest thing that you brought over in your Balikbayan box. I'd like to hear your stories. That's what this channel is all about. However, I wish that I would have thought longer and harder about what to bring, because I wouldn't have brought over half of it, or maybe 75% of it. And you need to think the same thing too. I believe the reason I did it, and again, tell me down below what you think, the reason I did it was because it was so affordable. Now, I brought over some computer gear that's been a lifesaver. I mean, and it was really big and really heavy. And to take that to any other country would be hard and crazy now. I mean, I brought over helmets. I brought over motorcycle parts. I'm a book reader. And so why in the world, in the age of, you know, tablets, would you bring over books? Now, I know, you know, books have a certain feel, they smell good, and I thought so too. And however, once I started to really think about it, in the last couple weeks I've been cleaning up, don't do it. Don't do it. That's the only thing I can tell you. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you've brought. Tell me some of the companies that you've used. Really appreciate your input. That's what this channel is all about, is helping make this transition, making your life here in the Philippines better. Stay safe, and I will talk to you next time.